Hi, my name is Kirsten Zavonik, and the social problem that I chose for the presentation is the significant role of poverty and how it takes place all over the world and how it affects us. The reason I chose poverty is because it has been a problem since the beginning of time, and it only continues to increase over the years. Not only is this a rising issue, but poverty is seen everywhere in the world, and our third world countries are considered the poorest. It is no surprise that some of the people may have more money than others, but when the rich are not willing to lend a helping hand to those in desperate need, that is where our society needs to better itself. Poverty impacts the American society excuse me, by increasing the crime rate, poor housing and living conditions, which leads to higher chances of diseases and illnesses, and the alcohol abuse rate is prevalent due to the low income. Ever since the 1960s, the share of children affected by poverty has only gotten bigger and bigger. Children are those who have the least choice and ability to change what happens to them. And after reading this article from Effects of 2011, the quote I stated really got me thinking about how children are powerless and have no other option other than being poor, and there's no way to get out of it. There are so many negative outcomes of being placed in the poverty community, and this includes anything from unemployment, lack of basic services, minimal education and resources, an increase in abuse and violence in and out of homes, and child labor laws are not in effect, as well as numerous diseases go without being uncured or taken care of because of the poor health programs. Because of these poor health programs that the poor community receives, most poverty life expectancy is surprisingly lower than the rich, and that only makes sense. There are multiple negative results to being poor, and for children it is only worse. Children who are living in poverty tend to have social learning delays due to minimal resources to education. Some children do not even get the chance to attend school. Education plays a significant role for children in the aspects of social interactions. Children who do not get a chance to experience this lead to build an antisocial behavior. No person asks or wants to be poor. There are so many short-term and long-term effects of living in the poor society. I believe that the government and society should be more willing to lend a helping hand to the poor community. From the poverty community's point of view, our economic and government system are not assisting in the correct and appropriate ways to help them live and succeed in life. I believe that our government should be able to better assist those families who are suffering from starvation and they are lacking a place to sleep. One start to improving the problems linked to behavior is providing more availability at homeless shelters, providing more food stamps, and more options to jobs for those who are not certified. After reading the chapter in our textbook over poverty and wealth, one statistic stood out to me the most, and it stated in 2012, the federal government counted 46.5 million men, women, and children, which equal to 15% of the U.S. population, to equal as poor. And this was stated in our textbook on page 41. This poverty level has increased and decreased over the years, but that is also the result of our economic system, and it will only continue with our ever-changing society. I do not think that poverty will never not be an issue in our society, and there will always be citizens who are rich and as well as poor. It is purely up to the government to assist and help those in need of the poverty community. I believe ways to do this is to help raise awareness of the homeless, to help families who are in need, to help children who cannot attend school, to help give them supplies, to help them put food on the table. Our society, our rich society, our middle class society needs to find ways to help those in desperate need. And I think that is where our society lacks kindness and careness and awareness of everyone. Thank you for listening.